in a time and reasonable space, not so very long ago, I found myself pressed against a self-imposed glass ceiling, moving laterally, going nowhere in particular fast. You see, I was creative but unimaginative, talented but incapable, intelligent but ignorant, and powerful but too preoccupied with playing small to embrace the extraordinary person God had ordained me to be. I spoke verses that resonated hope within the hearts and souls of the hopeless, helping them to stand and play the game of life again. But I couldn't stand the sound of my own voice of healing. Oh, with friends like me, I had no use for enemies, for I was in a sad state of affairs despite my outward, fashionable appearance. But it was through self-examination that I fully understood, synthesized, and digested that I had been TKO'd in the early rounds of life, left half days, struggling to stand up and feel whole and complete again. It was also painfully crystal clear that I had been caught up in a vicious cycle of self-sabotage because I believed I was indeed worthless. Despite the miracle I could call me, everything I brought to the table of life was hence worthless. As I surveyed the distance, grades and curves along the road that I had traveled in such a very short life, it was clear to me that yea, though I have and always will walk through the valley of the shadow of life, grace ever so generously showers me even in the driest of droughts. Now I feel as if I've traveled light years and space ages through time warps, many, many millennia from whom I used to be. And I now know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is, was, and always will be absolutely, unconditionally, undeniably, unquestionably impossible for me to fail. So I approach my precious life and the oh so important, life-altering, freeing, and powerful choices that I face by asking myself one simple question. When failing is impossible, then what? What will I commit myself to being? And so I leave this with you, my friends. What will you commit yourselves to being when you know that the answer to the question of you is the answer to the simple question? When failing is impossible for you, then what? What will you commit yourself to being? I invite you to enroll in this conversation, to unleash a whole new life of possibility for you. And this, my friends, is the reason why I speak, to say thank you for the grace that's afforded me the honor and privilege to be able to speak words that may awaken your sleeping spirits and help you mend your broken wings so we all can soar to sights unseen and heretofore undreamed on this journey.